Your DNA is the reason why you are a man or woman created in the image of God. Your DNA matters, and in fact, your DNA determines your future. At the beginning of the Bible, there is this incident of the flood, the big flood. Did you know why God sent a massive flood to engulf the whole world and destroy literally every living being except from a handful of chosen people and a handful of chosen animals? In Genesis chapter 6, we are told that the angelic beings entered into reproductive relationship with woman of man, with woman of mankind. And they produced a new breed which looked like human, which almost acted like human, but they were superhumans. They were super beings. You know what essentially happened? Their DNA was altered by interbreeding. They were not anymore full human. They were half human, half something else. And God deemed them as irredeemable, unsavable. They are not worthy to redeem. They shall not be redeemed. They are a hybrid mix. And God sent the flood. We know what happened in the flood. Everything is wiped off. Everything. As if when you have a computer, let's say, your computer got corrupted by a virus and it is beyond repair. What then do? You clean format that computer. You do a clean slate formatting, and that's what God did to the world at the flood. Clean slate formatting of the whole world, because the DNA of the half human, half angelic beings was a corrupted DNA. As I'm going to read from Genesis chapter 6, verse 11 and verse 12. It is 3 times stated in one verse. It is stated 3 times that they were corrupted. Verse 11 says, the earth was corrupted before God. And then in verse 12 says, so God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt. All flesh had corrupted, the whole flesh, all of the flesh on earth, they were corrupted. But then later on we find in Genesis chapter 7 and further, God finds Noah and his family as purebred human being as God created them. Why is your DNA so important? Because human DNA is the only DNA God created in his own image. That is why it's so important. Jesus Christ died on the cross to save the people who carry the human DNA, which is a signature of God, as his image bearers on humanity. If your DNA gets corrupted, you are no more human. You are something else. You may look like human. You may have 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 ears and 1 nose, but you are still not human. You are something else if your DNA gets corrupted. And that's what happened right before the flood of Noah. Their DNA was corrupted, and they were no more the man and woman God created in his own image. God's solution was a clean slate formatting of the whole world, wiping it off and giving a clean restart. And that's what happened right after the flood. And now I want to take you straight to the end of the book of Revelation. You know, in the book of Revelation, something is going to happen during the 7-year tribulation. And that incident will make sure that people on earth will have, again, a hybrid DNA. I'm talking about the mark of the beast. Often I wondered, why is it that the people who will take the mark of the beast are irredeemable? That is exactly the same reason why God sent the flood to the earth. Because the mark of the beast is not just a mere mark. It is a biochemical process that will alter the DNA of anybody who takes it. In other words, it's an implant. I made another video about this subject. I called it the irredeemable transhumans. We are in that age, people. Currently, there are many so-called scientific organizations around the world. They are busy perfecting their efforts to manipulate the DNAs of people so that they can create superhumans. Superhumans who will be so-called immune to viruses and sicknesses and diseases. Currently, the ongoing practice of putting this thing on people here is nothing less than test drive, trial period for this mark of the beast, which will make sure that whoever take that mark, their DNA will be altered. And they will no more be just a human, they will be a transhuman. Now, when that happens, when your DNA is altered, you are no more a man or woman in the image of God. Your DNA became corrupted. Now I want to take you exactly to what I said in the book of Genesis. The problem was that their DNA was corrupted. Now for me and for you, we must be very happy and satisfied with the way God created us, because God created us as his masterpiece. We people are created in the image of God, and among all the creation of God, we are his masterpiece. We are his image bearers. Our DNA bears the image of God. If you allow anyone or anything to enter into your body and alter your DNA, you are corrupting that beautiful masterpiece God created, which is you. And if that happens, you will become irredeemable. You will become unsavable. And that is exactly what happens in the book of Genesis. All those people who take the mark of the beast become irredeemable, and they are destroyed together with the Antichrist. Eventually, they receive the same punishment as the Antichrist himself. It's not because God is a God of vengeance, God is an angry God looking for someone to destroy, but it's because God created you as his image bearer. And once you become corrupted, once your DNA becomes corrupted, there is no turning back in that. Once your DNA is altered, there is no turning back in that. So that's why I am emphasizing it. Do all you can to guard your DNA, to protect your DNA. Accept the way God created you. God created you fearfully and wonderfully. God created you in his own image. God has knit together your DNA. Your DNA is a signature of God. Your DNA is the sign to the whole creation that you are created in the image of God. Hold on to it, cherish it, protect it, nourish it. Don't give it up, no matter at what cost. Don't let nobody come and alter your DNA.